I must admit, I don't like that white bridle, but then I don't pay the wages, and at least punters can see where the horse's head is. Now, number 6 is nailed on. He's only run once, and he won. He's by Dom, trained by Nicky Henderson for Howard Spink and Mrs. M.L. Davis. Well, this one, who was bred by Matt Carr, is ridden by John White, and you can't do better than winning your only race.
No, it may just lack a little bit of experience. This is quite a sharp track, as I say, and they do go a fair gallop even in this ground, and he'll need to be spot on every place to keep up with his rather more experienced horses. Quite a few of these had quite a few runs now.
Although you were saying that these horses are only young, they're only 4-year-olds, Bill, the majority have had runs on the flat, so I shouldn't think they'll be too put off by these conditions. You know, a big baby, a jumping bred horse would hate this much more.
Yeah, most successful 4-year-old hurdlers have to have flat race experience to them, simply because it takes all these horses a few runs to get to know where to go.
Now, Leodette nearest to us, number 5, Martin Pipe's runner here, ridden by Skew. He's owned by Frank Farrant and Alison Farrant. Had a tremendous time, 6 wins from 8 starts, but afraid he ruined his chance on the Triumph Hurdle with a very mad mistake at the 4th. And, do you know, he wasn't disgraced. He was only 6 lengths 9th to Ickdam. This horse ran a blinder, and he wasn't far behind Highland Bud and Don Valentino.
No, he wasn't. He's only a tiny horse. I mean, he really is small. Very flat racy looking, but I mean, none of these horses are that big, and he really is tiny. But he's a great little horse, loves good to firm grounds, won on that several times, but showed at Haydock when he won there that heavy ground would not hinder him at all. And
well, he's by a French stallion out of a Chilean mare. Let's see if there's any money in the market for Leodette.
I'm afraid not. Leodette has gone out to 8-1 and is a 4th favourite. We have joint favourites now. Don Valentino and Highland Bud have come together in the betting. They're 5-2. Bankview 11-2. Leodette 8-1. Veyrua 12s. Nailed Don drifting all the time, 14-1 now. Eurazina's 14, so is Indian Baba, and Park Street 25-1.
Layers can't separate these two horses from Cheltenham, but the rain may do so. Not all horses like it. Looking now at Indian Baba, number 4, trained by Jerry Enright. Nice to see Jerry get a decent horse. He was a good working jockey during his riding years, and it's very hard to establish yourself as a trainer, but he's won 2 of his last 3. Did he strike you as a possible, Bill?
He's definitely a little bit of a monkey, this horse. He's got his own mind about the job, and looked like winning quite nicely, but swerved on the run-in a couple of times. I saw him win at Sandown, and he just sort of keeps a little bit to himself, just takes a little bit of rousting and getting along. But quite a good sort of horse, well fancied by Ted Benfield and Jerry Ryan, his owners. But whether he'll handle the softer ground today or not, I don't know.
Well, what it must be pointed out is that he's actually beaten Ickdam by a couple of lengths at Newbury. So Ickdam won the Triumph Hurdle, if you can believe that form.
He's got the form there, but he was taken out of Cheltenham at the last minute because of the heavy ground. They're obviously decided to let him go today, though, which is quite right, but he just a little bit of doubt by his connections about the ground.
Number 7 there at the Stars. This is Park Street. He's trained by Oliver Sherwood. Has blinkers on first time. Afraid Park Street hit the deck last time out, but he put up a pleasing performance on his debut. He was 10 lengths 4th behind Wonderman at Windsor. Well, I'm afraid that fall last time may have shaken his confidence, but I somewhat doubt it, and the blinkers will sharpen him.
They will do. He was well beaten at the time, though, and it was the race won by Urizen, who runs today, so I don't see any real chance of him reversing that sort of form, unless the blinkers really do perform the oracle.
There's been a move in the market now. Highland Bud, who we're looking at, is the clear favourite at 9-4. Remember, they were joints just now. Don Valentino not far behind at 5-2, 1/4 point there. Bankview still the clear 3rd favourite, and it's 7-1 bar. Bankview's at 11-2. Well, just look at the lather now on Highland Bud. The rain and the sweat and excitement all combining to make Richard Dunwoody's reins very slippery indeed. I don't envy him his job. Number 8 is Urizen in the red colours. We haven't seen him. We've just picked him up. There he is, the colours of Kesal's side. Very good owner, both flat and jumping, has great fun from his strings. This fellow's slightly disappointing, though, last time out.
Yes, I think really the ground at Cheltenham was against him. and see no reason why he should cope with today's ground any better.
He's a great galloper. Love to see this horse. He'll win on the flat again this season. The only one we haven't seen is Veyrua, and Veyrua just going away with the orange cap there. He doesn't mind this ground. Runs for the Guy Harwood stable, but it doesn't look as if they're going to hang around in this sort of weather. So let's go to Peter.
9 flights this time, and they're running in this Glenlivet anniversary hurdle. And the first to show is Urizen. Urizen going on from Leodet and Nailed On, then Bank View on the inside. Indian Baba, who's followed by Veyrua. Behind Veyrua is Dom Valentino, then Highland Bud, and finally Park Street, and they're hacking on to Urizen as they race towards the first flight from Leodet and Nailed On, and Bank View over on the far side of the flight. Urizen landed in the lead from Nailed On. Indian Baba's moved up over on the far side. Leodet towards the left of the picture as they come down to the second, and Urizen jumps it in the lead from Indian Baba, and behind Indian Baba is Nailed On, then Bank View and Urizen and Dom Valentino and Highland Bud and Veyrua and Park Street. Urizen and Indian Baba from Nailed On. Leodet, Bank View, Highland Bud and Dom Valentino, Veyrua and Park Street as they race up towards the winning post with another complete circuit. And nearest to us, it's Urizen, Indian Baba over on the far side. Then comes Nailed On, Bank View, Dom Valentino nearest to us, being chased along by Peter Scudamore, Leodet. Then comes Highland Bud, and then on the outside, Veyrua, and finally Park Street. And they're really motoring in this heavy rain-sodden ground at Liverpool, where Urizen leads from Indian Baba, and Leodet still trying to get up towards the front there. Bank View on the inside, then Nailed On, and behind him Dom Valentino and Highland Bud, and then comes Veyrua, and finally Park Street. And still, as they cross that intersection, it's Urizen from Indian Baba, Leodet, Nailed On, Bank View on the inner, on the outer Highland Bud. Between horses then is Dom Valentino. Veyrua comes next, and Park Street finding the pace a bit too hot over the fourth. Urizen lands in the lead, goes through it a little bit, and Leodet makes very good ground on the outside. Leodet gone right up to join Urizen now. Indian Baba, then comes Dom Valentino and Highland Bud and Bank View, and Nailed On very close to the lead too as they jump the fifth. Leodet there landed in the lead from Highland Bud, making ground towards the outside. Leodet and Bank View making good ground on the inner. That's the right of the picture as we see them now as they jump this one. Leodet from Bank View, Highland Bud over on the far side with Veyrua going well. Dom Valentino looks well too, the rider with the white cap there. And they've got a long run now as they race out of the top turn with 3 left to jump. And it's Leodet on the inside, Dom Valentino, then Veyrua towards the left of the picture, then Highland Bud, and then Bank View. Park Street has made good ground. Racing now towards the third last, and they've got a long run before they reach it, and quite closely grouped with Veyrua, who's just taken it up now though from Leodet on the inside. Dom Valentino, Highland Bud, Park Street, and Bank View is also making progress back again towards the lead as they turn for home now. Veyrua from Dom Valentino, Bank View, then comes Highland Bud. Behind Highland Bud is Park Street. Veyrua with the advantage as they come now to the third last. Veyrua from Highland Bud, Dom Valentino, Bank View, then Park Street. Coming down now towards the second last. Veyrua with the advantage from Highland Bud towards the near side. Dom Valentino and Bank View still very much at the races as they jump the second last. Veyrua landed in the lead from Bank View and Highland Bud. Then Dom Valentino over on the far side, racing down to the final flight now. Veyrua being pressed by Highland Bud and Bank View as they come to it. Veyrua lands in the lead from Highland Bud and Bank View as they race into the closing stages. It's Veyrua being chased all the time by Bank View and Highland Bud, but Veyrua looks as though he's going to hold 150 yards to run. Veyrua from Bank View and Highland Bud, and as they race to the line, Veyrua and Mark Parrott win the Glenlivet anniversary hurdle, and at the line Veyrua is the winner. It's a photo for second between Bank View and Highland Bud, and very close indeed it is between them, with Dom Valentino back in fourth. 5 was the long-time leader Urizen. Then came Park View and pulled up were nailed on, Leodet and Indian Baba. So the result, first